Okay, hey everybody. I'm going to be making a tutorial on how to do Pokemon Rumble N% with no passwords. So basically, you start the run whenever you click save data on whatever file you want on a new file. So the time just starts whenever you select it. Basically, the point of the speedrun is to get through each rank as fast as possible without using passwords. If you want to know about passwords, then you can watch the Any% with passwords tutorial. But this is Any% no passwords. So basically, what we're going to be trying to do is just get through each rank as fast as possible with no passwords. There's four ranks. There's rank C, B, A, and S. Each have the same levels in them, in the same area. But each rank gets more and more difficult, and more powerful Pokemon are in there. You have to enter the Battle Royale and defeat the Battle Royale in order to proceed on to the next rank. In order to enter the Battle Royale, you have to get a certain power Pokemon. So for rank C, you have to get a 100 power. For rank B, you have to get a 200 power. For rank A, you have to get 400 power. And rank S, you have to get 600 power. And basically, in order to get stronger Pokemon, you have to defeat stages and levels, and more powerful Pokemon will start. So right here, we're going to start as this Rattata. Because you have to. You can't skip any of these beginning cutscenes. But yeah, so basically what you're going to do right here is you're not going to try and fight any of the Pokemon in here. You're just going to try and die as fast as possible. The Pokemon that are best to go towards are Butterfrees, Wigglytuff, and Parasect. If for some reason there aren't any, go towards Pikachu's, Bulbasaur's, or Parasa's. But the first three, Butterfree, Parasect, and Wigglytuff, will automatically do more damage. They're just more powerful. So yeah. So after that, there's 4 text boxes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you go in here. Now, you don't have to do this. This is for, I guess, more advanced runs. What I did there is a tackle. And basically what I did there is just gain a few more inches, I guess pixels, that I wouldn't be able to get if I didn't use it. And the only thing that you're going to want to attack in this level is this Pikachu. And see, I didn't get the tackle in, because, oh no. I didn't get the tackle in that time because I didn't time it good enough. But that's what happens when you don't get the tackle. You just stand still. So getting the tackle gets you a little further. But you don't want to do it too early, because if you do it too early, then it's pointless, practically. So what you want to do in here is just maneuver out of the way of everything. Don't get hit by as much stuff as I did. And again, you can't skip any of the cutscenes that are going on here. This is the only one that has 2 text boxes, so just remember that. The reason I did that way is because whenever you change direction in this level, for some reason, those text boxes show up. So I just go up, and then once I change direction, I use tackle. Now, you're not supposed to get damaged that much, but it's got really bad RNG. So right here, right where you see this wall, right here, you walk up with Rattata, and then you hit the A button, and then you go and click on Pikachu, because Pikachu has a better attack for battling. This cutscene is not skippable, so you just get to chill and watch the Ivysaur get big. So this fight can go plenty of ways. This is not that good RNG for him to be walking away, but he's using his attack, which isn't bad at all. So that wasn't terrible. It's bad if he hits you away. There's an attack that he'll just hit you away from him, which wastes time. But him like kind of running away from you isn't that good either. It doesn't matter if you pick him up or not. You can if you want, but I usually don't if he's out of the way. So after that, there's two text boxes there, and then one text box right there. And then you go into the Windy Prairie. What you want to do once you get into the Windy Prairie is only kill Doduos and Spearows. The reason you want to kill only Doduos and Spearows are because they're the strongest Pokemon that are in Rank C Windy Prairie, and they have the chances of having Quick Attack. Quick Attack is a good move in this game because it lunges the Pokemon forward. And it's faster than just walking, doing whatever Pikachu is doing right now. If it's that low of power like that, I wouldn't recommend checking it. If it was good power, once I would get it, I would go down and check it, and then leave the menu if it's not good, or use it if it's good. Other moves that are decent to have if you happen to not get a Quick Attack Pokemon, Peck is good, and, because it's a good move for battling, and Fury Attack is good. If for some reason you don't get anything, at all, I would recommend you to reset. Even if it's like not good enough for, even if like you're just now starting out. If you don't get anything, it's gonna be difficult to defeat the bosses and such. So I just got a level 88. Or power 88, which is really, really high at this point in the rank. So I got kind of lucky there. It only has Pursuit, but Pursuit isn't terrible. So that's an okay move. And it's powerful, so it'll do decent damage. So once you get a decent Pokemon, whether it has Quick Attack or not, it doesn't have to have Quick Attack, but Quick Attack will just make the movement throughout the levels quicker. And it's a decent move for battling. You go and fight Persian and kill it. And sometimes the bosses can drop, which can be really, really good, which I'll talk about more in the next rank. But sometimes the bosses will drop. Also, before I get into the bosses dropping, if you want a Quick Attack Pokemon, and you still haven't got one by, like, after you leave Windy Prairie, you go into the Fiery Furnace next, and you can kill Vulpix, and Vulpix can have Quick Attack, like that one. But if you get hit, just like that, it won't let you switch in, so you have to be kind of quick about it. And a way to speed up the winding up animation, you just kind of spam number 2 or whatever your A button is. You want to try and not kill as much Pokemon as possible, but Quick Attack is kind of hard for that to happen, so you just kind of want to go as fast as you can if you have a Quick Attack Pokemon. But as you can see, Quick Attack lunges the Pokemon forward, which makes it a good move to have for this category. But if it happens in this tutorial, then it'd be good to show. But bosses can drop, and depending on how far you are into the rank, the boss can be the power that you need. The most common that I've seen it happen is in rank B. The Electabuzz that you get, fight, is the most common one to drop and be the power that you need. But it can happen in any rank. So yeah. So now after you go into Windy Prairie and then you go into Fiery Furnace, it is possible to get the 100 power in the Fiery Furnace, but I wouldn't recommend going for it. Just kind of go throughout there, and if you get it, then that's just really, really good RNG. But after that, you want to go into the Rocky Cave, because the Rocky Cave has stronger Pokemon in it. And now we're going to be trying to get the power that we need to enter the Battle Royale. So basically what you want to do is just attack basically every Pokemon you can find, and hope that you get the 100 power that you need. The best Pokemon to get in this rank are Machops and Clefairies, but just get whatever you can get, because you need to get, obviously, you need to get the power as fast as you can. But the ones that have the best moves are Machop and Clefairy. Okay. This isn't the best of RNG. So you just want to keep going until you get the power. If for some reason you don't get the power by the time you get to the boss fight, you can either decide to defeat the boss, or you can defeat the boss and then re-enter, or you can just exit the level and then enter it again. But this is not good RNG. This is the last room, I believe, so... Okay, so once you get your power, it usually doesn't take that long, but that was just really bad RNG. So once you get the power that you need, you want to go into your more weaker Pokemon and die. The reason you die instead of exiting the level is because if you just exit the level, it won't save anything that you collect. So the only way it'll be able to save everything that you collect is by either defeating the stage or dying, and dying is much faster than completing the stage. So you just go into your weaker Pokemon and do that. So the most powerful ones that I have are these three. I would recommend using whatever the most powerful you have, so whatever has the most power. Double Slap is not terrible. The best moves to have, if you have a Clefairy or Machop, is Karate Chop, Double Slap, Pound. Magnitude is alright if you get a Geodude. Bite is okay if you have an Ekans. But basically, you just kind of want to pick whatever you think would do the best in the Battle Royale by either power-wise or move-wise. And trying not to die. And that text box that you saw right before I entered the Battle Royale is only in Rank C, so don't worry about having to spam anything in the other ranks. This is the only rank that has a text box right before the Battle Royale. And there's always going to be like a set number of what type, or not set number, but a type that comes out after a certain type. In each Battle Royale, you'll know what comes out after what. It's never random. The only thing that's random about it is how many of what Pokemon. So, say this run, I have one Hypno, or yeah, like one Hypno or whatever, and like 2 EVs and whatever. But like the other run, I could have like 4 EVs and no Hypnos and a bunch of Nidorinos. It just depends. That's the only thing that's RNG about the spawn. Okay, so I died. So Geodude doesn't have that bad of a move. Magnitude isn't terrible. It has a decent range. So I'm just gonna go into him. Use your best judgment of who would be the best to switch into. And that didn't go too well. If this Machop was more powerful, I would have used him because Karate Chop is the best move to get, but it was only 90 power. So after doing all that, what I do is whatever the best Pokemon that you can use. Going into the next Battle Royale, you want to switch it once you get out there, and not like when you... I usually just switch it once I get here. So the Machop would be fine. Clefairy, I'm just going to switch into Clefairy because it's more powerful, and I think it's a little quicker than the Machop. And then you enter the rank B. And that you just have to smash and it'll eventually click. It's like, it shows the screen for a little bit, but if you're not mashing, then it'll stay there longer, so just smash during that. So you want to enter the Windy Prairie after that, and you want to go after Pidgeys and Pidgeotos, because those are the only Pokemon that are in this stage that are worth getting, and that can have Quick Attack. That is a really, really low power. You usually don't get that low powers, but if it's that low, I really would consider using it. And it had Gust, so it doesn't really matter. You really just want to use them if they have Quick Attack, or if they're powerful enough. But if you're having like not the best RNG like this, just kind of go through the level as fast as you can. Try not to die with the Pokemon that you're using. 144 is decent, and it doesn't have Quick Attack, so I'm going to switch into it, but I'm still going to go after more Pidgeys and Pidgeotos. There are a lot in this level. There's a lot just like in the level, and then there's a lot in the boss fight. There's Pidgeotos and a Pidgeot that you can possibly get. Okay, so both of the ones that I got right there have Quick Attack. I'm just going to use the one that's more powerful. The special trait that you saw that other Pidgeotto have, the special traits can be really, really helpful. If you get a speedy Pokemon, basically what a speedy Pokemon is speedy is a special trait that raises the speed of a Pokemon. And it makes its walking speed a whole lot faster. So if you were to get any kind of speedy Pokemon, I would definitely recommend using it. So if you see a Pokemon drop that is special traded, you would know because the little icon around the Pokemon that's on the ground would be different, and will be different colored and different shaped. I would recommend picking it up and seeing if it's a speedy, especially if it's not out of the way. Just pick it up and see if it's speedy. So I got that 177 Pidgeotto, but it's not Quick Attack, so it doesn't matter. So now you're gonna go into the Fiery Furnace and just go through the level as fast as you possibly can. Don't really go for anything. If you don't get a Quick Attack Pokemon in the Windy Prairie, go for Ponytas, because Ponytas have the best, are like the only Pokemon that can have Quick Attack. If you want a Pokemon that is decently speedy, you could go for Voltorb, but I wouldn't recommend it because they aren't that powerful. So yeah, if you don't get a Quick Attack Pokemon, go for Ponyta. So you basically just want to go through each level. And the rooms aren't randomized. The room order isn't randomized. It's always going to be the same order of whatever room you're going into. So I've played the game long enough to remember what room is next and what the movement is for each room. That was really bad RNG. Okay, so if you die, go into whatever the best Pokemon you have is next. This is the next Pokemon that has Quick Attack, so I'm just going to switch into him. You want to not die, obviously. It wastes time to die and to have to switch into another Pokemon. But basically, if you die, just switch into the next Pokemon that can either do the best in the battle or finish up the level quick enough. And then once you finish the level, just switch back into the Pokemon that you were using before, if it's your fastest one. And basically, what I did right there, if you have a Pokemon, if you click if you pick up any other Pokemon, it'll show you at the end of the level. And instead of having to press 2 a bunch of times to scroll through each of them, if you just press 1, and if you just press and hold down 1, it'll scroll through all of them quicker. So yeah, that just saves a little bit of time. That's not the Pokemon that I wanted. But yeah, this game is very much RNG based, but it's also, well, I wouldn't even say it's very much. It has a lot of RNG in it, but it has a lot to do with movement. A lot of people don't really realize that about this game, that this game is very movement based as well. Unlike most Pokemon games where it's like there's certain squares that you are always moving into, this game is very free space. There's a lot of different things that you can do with the movement. You can go in circles, you can go like all over the place. So yeah, this game is not just RNG based, it's also movement based. So just because you have bad RNG doesn't typically mean that you're not gonna, you know, not be able to PB or whatever. So going back to the topic of the boss drop, this is the stage that the boss drop seems to happen the most, and that the boss is the power that is needed. So for rank B, I want a 200 power. For some reason, I'm not sure if it's just RNG or, I mean, it's RNG, but I'm not sure if it's just how rank B is or what. But this Eternal Tower in rank B is like the easiest stage for some reason to get the power that you need early. But if you don't get the power that you need in Eternal Tower, I wouldn't go out of your way to get any of the to get a power, just because it's not likely to happen. But just kill whatever. If something drops and you have hope that it might be the 200 power, go ahead and pick it up. If the Electabuzz drops, pick it up. Just pick it up, because it's most likely the power that you need. And instead of going, but if you don't get the 200 power, that's completely fine. It doesn't really matter. It's just a time save that is really lucky. But after doing that, and if you don't get the 200 power, you want to go to the Fiery Furnace. The reason we go to the Fiery Furnace and not the Rocky Cave is because the Rocky Cave in rank B is not that good. It doesn't have that good of Pokemon. You can go into the Rocky Cave if you want, but I definitely recommend going into the Fiery Furnace first, or like before, or whatever. I recommend going to the Fiery Furnace over going to the Rocky Cave. So basically, just do what you did in rank C, getting the power. Once you get the power, you want to just die as fast as you can. I probably should just switch into a weaker Pokemon, but there's a lot, so it's all good. So once you get the power, you want to die. So just switch into less powerful Pokemon and let the Pokemon attack you. And so, like, see, if I press 2, you just see 1, but if you hold 1, it'll scroll through the rest of them. That's basically how that can save time, especially if you get quite a bit of Pokemon in one level. So for me, rank B is one of the harder ranks, Battle Royale wise, just because the Pokemon that you get are usually not that good. Like, Rollout isn't that good of a move and Tackle isn't that good. Flame Wheel is kind of weird with Battle Royale, just because it takes a while to use it over and over again. It's not a move that just keeps on going. It kind of charges up. But if you were to get something like this, I would just go for the most powerful one, since they both have Tackle. If it dies, then I'll go into the other one. But yeah, the best move to have for rank B Battle Royale is like Ember, Spark, Bite, stuff like that are the better moves to have. But yeah. So I'm just gonna try and go do the best that I can with the moves that I got. And if you want to be extra safe about it, just try not to get in the middle of a bunch of stuff. Just kind of go after. If you know you can hit like all in the same time, just go after like a bunch of them. But try not to just be too risky about it, especially if you don't have like good Pokemon or like a lot of Pokemon to choose from for battling. And that's probably one of the most difficult things about this category, is because you want to go as fast as you can, but you don't want to have like no Pokemon for battling. That's where a lot of my runs have died, is because of RNG. I'd be on a good pace time-wise, but with Pokemon that I actually need for battling, it wouldn't be that good. So this isn't that easy of a category, just because there's more RNG involved, but you also have to be fast. So yeah. But for this Battle Royale, what you want to do, there's 4 of like the bigger boss Pokemon, I guess. So you start off with, you get Golem, and then you get Alakazam, then Gengar, and then Machamp. You basically just want to kill one of them, at least one of them, before all these Pokemon spawn. Because if you don't, it's just going to take more time for the last Pokemon to spawn, which is Machamp. It's going to take more time for it to spawn. So just kill one of them. I usually just kill Alakazam because he has the lowest defense. So yeah. And I used the Flame Wheel there because there was a bunch of Pokemon by me. So if there's like a lot of Pokemon surrounding you and you're pretty sure you're safe, I would definitely use Flame Wheel, or a move that is similar to Flame Wheel that has this kind of surrounding ring around you. But be very, very careful with this Machamp. He is no joke. He is very, very strong. Cross Chop is a very strong move, and it has incredible range. So just be very, very careful in any of the Battle Royales, but especially in this, I would say especially in this one, just because there's like a lot of Pokemon, and the RNG can just be really, really mean. So again, just go into the Pokemon that either is the strongest, has a decent move, or is the fastest. This Electrode is pretty quick, so I'm just going to switch into it and go into rank A. And again, we're going to repeat the process of going to the Windy Prairie first. The Pokemon that's best to get in this rank, I do not want to use that move, but okay. It's not Meowth. The best Pokemon you want to get is a Persian or a Pidgeotto, because Pidgeotto obviously can have Quick Attack. But for some reason, oh my, Pidgeotto is not that common for some weird reason. It's really weird. At least for me, they stop spawning after a certain amount of levels. After a certain amount of rooms. It might just be RNG based, but yeah. So kill all the Pidgeottos you can, and especially if you don't get a Pidgeotto, get a Persian. You have to get something, because rank A, it gets a little more difficult. So the Pidgeotto that I got isn't that strong, so I'm gonna try and get something else, whether it's another Pidgeotto or a Persian. And I'm not doing good. Yeah, and also be careful. Don't be doing this. Don't get in the way of a bunch of Pokemon and such. You want to not die. Okay. So basically, the reason you want to kill the Persians is because Persian has a decent walking speed. So like as you can see, Persian's pretty quick already. So if you don't get a Quick Attack Pokemon, it's not that bad. And also Persian knows pretty decent moves. Scratch is not that bad in this game. Bite is pretty decent. Fury Attack, Fury Swipes. It can learn other things. They're just moves that aren't terrible. And if you don't get the most powerful ones, I would just keep kind of attacking the ones that are in your way. If you see a Pidgeotto, go for it, because there aren't that much, as you just saw. to be kind of careful so I don't die. Alright. So I'm just gonna stick with this Persian because it has it's a little more powerful and such. So after that, we're gonna go into the Fiery Furnace. If you want a quick attack Pokemon, go for Ninetales. That's all that's worth getting here, really. The Fiery Furnace is not that good in rank B or rank A for some reason. It was good in rank B, but not good in rank A. There's just a whole lot of Charmanders and Magnetons. That's really it. There's not too much. There's a few, or there's some Primates, as you just see right here, but they aren't really worth getting. But if you see Ninetales, you can go for it if you don't have Quick Attack, because they can have Quick Attack, and they're just quick Pokemon anyway, and they can have decent moves, but they can also have really bad moves, so that's another thing. And if you really need a Pokemon, like if you still haven't really gotten anything, go for a Charmeleon. They have decent moves, and it'll be a decent power. 347 isn't bad at all. And the only special trait that I would really worry about is Speedy, but there are some that raise its defense or raise its attack, so you can again keep that in mind, keep those special traits in mind for if you ever get one to drop or anything. Some of them are completely useless though, like Rally. It only helps if you're doing multiplayer, and yeah, so. Alright. If you were to get the Charizard drop and you don't have Quick Attack Pokemon, I would definitely recommend using the Charizard, because Charizard is quick, and yeah, and it's usually has decent moves. And that it was a pretty decent Charmeleon that I got there. Aerial Ace is a good move. So again, repeating the process, going to the Eternal Tower, going there as fast as possible. There aren't too many good Pokemon in the Eternal Tower, and I did forget to mention that if in rank B and rank A and rank S, Kadabras and Alakazams show up, I would recommend getting them, because Kadabras and Alakazams are really, really quick. Their walking speed is really, really fast. One of the fastest that you can get. So if they're in your way, or if they're not too far out of the way, or if you really need a Pokemon, definitely recommend getting a Kadabra. And if it has Confusion, Confusion is a really, really good move in this game, because it has a distance. It's not the best in Battle Royales, but if you're going throughout levels and stages, it's really, really good, and I recommend it. Like, this Kadabra has Confusion, so I'm just gonna stick with it, because Confusion is good. It's especially good for getting the power that you need, because you can just kill a whole bunch of Pokemon. It has a big range. And also, don't worry about the money that's dropping. Just pick up whatever. You do not go out of your way to get money. It's not worth it, because you get money at the end of Battle Royales anyway. So yeah, after that you can go to the Rocky Cave, or you can go to the Eternal Tower if you just don't want to go to the Rocky Cave. I wouldn't recommend killing Slowpokes, because I'm pretty sure they will never be the power that you need. I'm pretty sure they'll never be 400. But Clefables, Gravelers, Machokes, Machamps, if there is one, Slowbro, Golem, if there are any. They're all good for killing and getting the S power. I would mostly recommend Machokes or Clefables just because they have better movesets. But again, you need to go fast, so get whatever you can. If you want to kill the Slowpokes, you can. They'll drop, but they just won't be the power. Obviously, 200 is not good at all. So again, you just want to keep going until you get the power. Same rules apply. And the little thing I'm doing, like going like this and then kind of going around and using it again, that's probably the best thing you can do because of the range it has. So yeah, that's like the best way to use that move by doing is kind of using the move, going around in a circle, using it again, so that you don't get hit. Because Kadabra has just really bad defense. So yeah. And I'm pretty sure that's obvious. After every rank, the levels will get longer, a little bit longer, not too much longer, but they will get longer. And I wouldn't be too shy of getting hit. Just don't be too open to it, because you don't want to die before you get the power, obviously. But the more you die, like, if you were to die, like once or twice trying to get the power, that means you only have to die one more time when you get the power. So it's not too bad. I really need power. Pretty sure I just, yeah. Okay, so I'm just gonna exit and go back in, because in rank A, the Pokemon is Lapras, and Lapras is very, very bulky, and I don't feel like sitting there and killing him. So we're gonna try this again, and just try and get the power. This time around, I've gotten a lot better RNG with just what Pokemon is here. Still haven't gotten the 400, but better start of what Pokemon spawned. Not too many Slowpokes, more so Pokemon that are actually more helpful. Oh man, sorry. And just for the record, usually the RNG here is not this bad. It rarely has this ever been this never has it really been taken me this long to find the power that I need. So don't think that this is the usually isn't like this. There we go. There's my 400. Basically, I'm just gonna die, like, all the time. Alright. So he didn't have the best moves set, so I'm gonna see what other Pokemon I have, because water type moves are just not that good in this game. I'm gonna go with this Graveler. Magnitude isn't terrible, and if I have to use Tackle, I will. But Water Gun is not good in this game. Water type moves, water types and grass types in general in this game are just not that good for some reason. I don't know why, they just aren't. Kind of sucks, but. So basically, in this one, I think the beginning of rank A is the most difficult beginning, other than rank S. I would say those like those two are the hardest beginning. Have like the hardest beginnings, because in the beginning you always have more Pokemon in the beginning than in any of the other phases. But for some reason, in rank A, the Pokemon like to hone in on you more. So having a move like the move I have, right, like having Magnitude or Fire Spin or whatever, is not that bad to have. Because they like to hone in on you, and they can just kind of all gather around and die together. That's not good. I'll go into the Charmeleon, because Cut is not terrible, and now there's Aerial Ace. And basically, to make all these cutscenes go by faster, just mash. They'll go by fast. And again, you will most likely have much better RNG than this tutorial. This is actually, I would consider this to be pretty bad RNG. Because usually it doesn't take too long to get the power that I need. This is kind of showing the extremities of how bad the RNG can be. But I would say the worst can be rank S. For RNG purposes. And right here, you just want to mash through all this, because all of this can take longer if you're not mashing. So just make sure you're mashing. I'm gonna go into the Graveler just because it's more powerful than the Charmeleon. It won't die as quick, and Magnitude isn't terrible. So this is a little bit different than all the other ranks. Instead of going to the Windy Prairie first, we're going to go into the Fiery Furnace. The reason we're going to go into the Fiery Furnace first is because the Pokemon in the Fiery Furnace are a whole lot stronger than the Pokemon in Windy Prairie or in the Eternal Tower. So they're a pain in the ass to defeat. So getting it done with first makes it go by quicker. The Moltres is the Pokemon that you defeat at the end. This is the boss. Moltres is less powerful. The Pokemon are less powerful, and they're all decent. So you'll have a decent Pokemon to start off rank S with, instead of having a Pokemon that isn't that good from Windy Prairie, because there aren't that many good Pokemon from Windy Prairie in rank S. So basically, you just want to kind of kill whatever you want. I usually don't go for Electrodes, but you can. They can have good moves. I like to go for Rapidashes personally, because they can have Quick Attack, and they are also just fast walkers. Another Pokemon I would recommend going for is Charizard. Because Charizard is really, really strong, has good moves, and it's quick. But basically, just pick up whatever you can. I wouldn't go out of your way. Once you have your first Pokemon and it has a decent move, It doesn't have to have quick attack. I just kind of got lucky with it having quick attack. If you get a Pokemon to drop, then pick it up, because rank S is tough, and you need as much Pokemon that are powerful and can battle and can take damage as you possibly can. So yeah, just get whatever you need. Just try not to go too far out of your way to make it to where it's not even worth it, because you're taking so much time. You're spending so much time trying to get a Pokemon that it's not even worth it. But I got a few Pokemon. I got a Charizard, so that's good. But Moltres is a really, really big... Oh, I didn't even realize Stomp. Don't... If you have a Pokemon that has Stomp, do not use it. Don't use that move, at least. Stomp is very, very bad. It's very slow, really wonky controls. Just not good at all. Just for references. But this is going good. And if you want, you can even kill some of the Pokemon that are in the boss fights. Arcanine is a good choice for Pokemon too. It has decent moves. It's just not as fast, but it still has good moves. Especially if you're not having good RNG, you want just whatever Pokemon. Okay, so after you defeat Moltres, you do not go right into the Windy Prairie. What you want to do is you want to go to this right here, which is recruit points. So you're going to just spam recruit, and whatever Pokemon pops up, you can either take it or not. It can be a Ditto, it can be a Moltres, it can be a Snorlax, it can be whatever, obviously. And it'll be whatever power. If it's over 600 power, it'll be marked as 699 or 599. It won't be marked as the power that it is, because you can't just buy a Pokemon and be able to enter Battle Royale, or that'd be really, really easy. But right there, I got a Charizard. That's really, I would say that's really, really good RNG, and it has 2 really good moves. So I'm going to use it. It's your best judgment whether you use it or not. Yeah, so I'm just going to use it. If you get a Ditto, I would not even recommend picking it up. If you see Ditto come out of there, just go right to the Windy Prairie. But the reason you want to go and buy a Pokemon is because it doesn't take too much time, and it can be a Pokemon that has Agility, Aqua Tail, Quick Attack. It can be a Pokemon that's just decently fast. Agility helps raise its speed. If you have a Pokemon that has a move that raises its speed, I definitely recommend using it, just because it'll go by faster. So yeah. And I can explain what what the best moves are for speed wise are. So for this stage, for Windy Prairie rank S, Fearow is probably the best thing you can get. If you want something with speed, get a Doduo or a Dodrio. Dodrio has a lot of speed. They're really, really fast. Those are the only things I would recommend killing. Fearow and Dodrio. So those are the only things that I would even try to kill if you wanted to. But I really wouldn't try to kill anything, because you just want to get through there as fast as possible. And Dodrio and Fearow don't have the best moveset, and they're not that powerful, so it wouldn't really be worth it in the end anyway. Just kind of kill whatever's in your way if you need to, or try just dodging out of their way. Because the more Pokemon that drop, and you don't want them to drop, the more time it takes, because whenever a Pokemon drops, there's lag, and that kind of fun stuff that makes things go by slower. So just try not to attack anything unless you really need to, or if you're in danger or whatever. Here, I would recommend, if you need a Pokemon, Aerodactyl is really quick, and it usually has good moves, so getting an Aerodactyl is not a bad idea at all. Getting the Dragonite drop would be really good RNG because it can have Aqua Tail and it can have Agility, and those are both really, really good moves. Aqua Tail lunges the Pokemon forward, and it's a lot better than Quick Attack because it's more fluid and it's not wonky. And Agility, it's just a quick press of a button, and then you have a raised speed, and you're just quicker. Iron Tail is also a good move. It's like Aqua Tail, basically, but I think it's a little better than Aqua Tail. Rock Polish is like Agility. Yeah, those are basically like some of the better moves to get for speed-wise. But again, there are all these Alakazams. If you want to kill them, you can kill them. Don't try not to go out of your way because they're not that worth it. But they are quick. So if you need a quick Pokemon, or if you want, and they're also just good with battling, then you can go ahead and pick those up. Nidoking and I would say Nidoking and Alakazam are the best Pokemon to get in this level. And also, this is not the easiest fight either, so just be a little careful with this fight, because Nidoking has a range move and Zapdos has a range move, so just be careful about that. Use whatever Pokemon you think can kill it quicker. And if you get the drop, it can be the power. I have never gotten it to be the power, but any boss can drop, so just don't think that it's only some bosses that drop. Any boss can drop, and any boss can be the power. It just depends on how many levels you've already completed. And, yeah, that's it. Just depends on how many levels you've completed, whether it being the power or not. So after this, there are quite a bit of options to go to. The Fiery Furnace has a lot of strong Pokemon. Eternal Tower has some strong Pokemon. Rocky Cave has some strong Pokemon too. So I would recommend going to either Fiery Furnace or Rocky Cave. I personally like to go to Rocky Cave just because there's some stronger Pokemon in there. So we're gonna go to the Rocky Cave, but if you see Pokemon that aren't that strong, I would kill Sandslash, but I wouldn't kill these Dugtrios. I wouldn't kill Golbats. I wouldn't kill Onixes. What else wouldn't I kill? I think that's all that I wouldn't kill. Yeah. So Alakazam is, again, this is just not the best with defense, so it died pretty quick, but that's fine because I need to die anyway. So yeah, just those are the ones I wouldn't really consider killing, just because they are most likely not going to be the power that you need. But you know, anything else, Golem, Sandslash is like in the middle. Sandslash could be the 600, but it usually doesn't have the best attacks, but I would still go for it. But like Golem, especially Machamp, Rhydon, Slowbro, if you see one, that can all be the power that you need. That's really good. Okay, well, so as you saw that shiny Pokemon that just dropped, it dropped. Every shiny Pokemon that spawns in this game will drop. It's never not gonna drop. So if you ever see a shiny Pokemon, especially if you need a power, I would recommend picking it up, or killing it. If you need a Pokemon with like Quick Attack or anything, like if you get like if you see a shiny Pidgey or Spearow or Doduo or whatever that you need, I would especially consider picking it up. Just because they automatically drop, they always have a special trait, and they usually always have good moves, and they're usually always somewhat powerful. So yeah, that was a good explanation, or a good example of getting a shiny Pokemon. So if you see a shiny Pokemon, especially trying to get a power, I would definitely recommend picking it up. It'd be worth it. Doduo or Ditto is not worth anything, so don't even try getting it. And I also like to get whatever, like, if I see a shiny Pokemon during a run and I get it, I like to put it on my casual file just because it's shiny Pokemon. So again, yeah, just kind of get the power. Actually, the text boxes. Takedown, you take damage from it, so that's not the best thing. I'm gonna go in with the Charizard just because it has decent moves. And see what happens. Just go in with your best, what you think would be best for the battles. And yeah, it takes time to get better with movement and battle royales and all that stuff, because with people that just start running the game, it's a big difference with, like, they never really realize how much time you can actually save just by getting better in the battle royales and getting better with movement and just all that stuff. So it really does make a difference, your movement and your battle royale fights and that stuff. RNG obviously is a very big thing that depends on time, but your movement and your battle royales are also very important to speedrun. And basically, in order to spawn the Mewtwo is the final Pokemon that spawns, if you didn't know. Basically, in order for Mewtwo to spawn, you have to kill one of the bird trios. So if you want, you can go after one of them, or just kill whatever. I like to try and find one to go after, so that you can get Mewtwo to spawn as quick as possible. And since I'm like almost done, I'm just gonna go into the Rhydon since he has the most power, and he won't die from taking the damage because we're almost done. And try not to hit the corners because you'll get damage. You'll take damage from it. And that's basically the end of the run. The only other stuff you have to do right now is just get to this right as fast as possible and mash. And now right here, you just kind of sit here and you stop the timer once you see it say congratulations. So right now, or now, since my video has delay. So once you see it say congratulations is when you stop the timer. And that's any % no passwords. I hope this helped you guys out. I will have this with a kind of a more blunt written out route. I'll put all the stuff, links in the descriptions and stuff like that. But yeah, that was the tutorial for Pokemon Rumble any % no passwords. I hope this helped you guys. If you need any help, just follow me on Twitch or send me like a comment in the comment section, or just try and catch me when I'm streaming or whatever. Just if you have any questions, I know a lot about the game. I put a lot of time and thought and such into the game, so I know a lot. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next tutorial that I do. So yeah.